New beginnings in self love. Hi, this is your girl Talisha, and I am coming to you again from my quiet relaxation spot to tell you guys how we can move forward and have those things that we need so that we can be able to live beautifully and not worry about what other people are thinking as we are living beautifully and truthfully in our authentic selves. This is Raw Woman Energy, and welcome back to another episode. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you can be informed on when another episode drops. So, today, new beginnings and moving on. Learning how to simply take in love. I am on this journey right now. I'm on this journey right now. And when I tell you, it's a journey that I have been waiting for a very long time because I've been so scared to be in it. And I've been on this whole thing of like dirty past and dirty thinking and dirty living and just dirty existing. And not necessarily saying like, oh, you're dirty, like dirty, like not like dirty, but but learning how to take back certain words that try to tear you down and turn them into positivity, and then taking back things that try to hurt you and turn them into positivity, and just finding ways on how your life has or was so freaking crazy in the beginning, and then when you step out of that cycle of dysfunction and chaos and all of those things, and you step into this form of becoming your new self, and you have to put in the hard work, and you have to work, and you have to scrub, and you have to start doing all these different type of things that is different and uncomfortable for you. And then you finally step into a place where you're like, hey, okay, I got it, I get this now, I know how to rock this boat, I know how to get to where I'm going, I know my steps, I know the things that I got to do. And now you're in this space to where like my kids are older. Like, well, my son, he's 5, but he's not a baby anymore, right? I breastfed him for like 2 years, and boy, it took so much out of me, but that is another story for another day. But I breastfed him for 2 years. He is such a mama's boy. I'm surprised he ain't came in here and came through the door, because he does it all the time sometimes. So if you ever hear me say I love you, or the door opens, it's just me talking to one of the kids. But my kids are older. My oldest, she's 13 years old, which is crazy because now she's a teenager, and I do not know how to deal with that. But it's one thing that I am dealing with. And now I'm in this new journey, this new self-discovery, new beginnings, trying to take in love, not just self-love, but being open to love. I think is something that is more scarier than the journey of me trying to change and become better. No one told me that when you get your heart broken and you close it off, and you're walking through life with a broken heart, and you're battling all of the things that you have been through, and you're trying to heal from it, and you're trying to grow from it, and then you step into a space to where you're like, okay, I dealt with it, I know what not to fall for again, I know what not to be surrounded by again. Not holding grudges, but I am still remembering what you did, type of thing. And now you're in a space where you're like, okay, I think I'm ready to fall back in love. I think I'm ready for just like maybe dating, not fall head over heels, but maybe open up the door a little bit for possible dating, for possible one-on-one interactions, and knowing fully that like, hey, I'm still celibate because I've been celibate for 4 years now. I'm still celibate, not trying to be in a space where it's like sexual, but more so intimate, more so, what I'm saying, getting to know each other, courting before we even get to that space, before we even think about, what I'm saying, doing anything in that nature. And so that part alone is scary. And to me, it's more scarier than, like I said, the growth, because you're now in a space to where you're opening back up your space in your heart, in your time, in your options, and you don't know what to expect, and you don't know how to fully feel. And I'm on this journey, and I don't know what to do, and I don't know where to start. And I've had a close friend of mine, she told me, hey, get on some dating sites. And then, what's even more crazy? I get on the dating site, right? And I'm like, oh, okay, let me, stroll and look or whatever, whatever, whatever. And then I get off and then I turn on the TV and I watch this episode about dating online and how a serial killer just chased the girl and stalked the girl as she was on online dating, and something detrimental happened to her. And I'm like, I don't think that's for me. And so I don't know if I'm playing around the thought or if I'm playing around the simple thing of just like, you're procrastinating. Like, it's okay, girl, to go out here and find a partner. It's okay to just court and date and have some fun. And for me, that's the most scariest thing in the world, because I fear getting my heart broken, but I know that there's someone out there that's going to love it, and someone that's going to, be gentle with it and not drop it, because I won't give them my heart to hold, but I will allow ourselves to be responsible for our own happiness. As I went through this whole journey on growing, I know a lot of people, I know you probably like, wait a minute, what did you just say? So I'm going to explain what I mean. I read this book a long time ago. It's called The Mysteries of Love. And it's about this guy, so many different stories in this book, but it's one particular story in this book where this guy and this girl, I'm talking about, like, they both believe that love did not exist anymore. They both believe that love did not exist. Love does not exist because two people cannot love themselves, cannot love another person more than they love themselves. So they said true love didn't exist. Every person I came across, they either cheated on me, they done me wrong, they done this thing where, it was just a very ugly outcome. And so I said to myself, wait a minute, hold on, this sounds a bit good. And so when I read this book, it was in my first beginning of actually like trying to, well, not trying, but learning and taking the steps of healing through raw woman energy. And so raw woman energy has been around for forever, but I've learned how to take it and claim it as my own. But it's been around me and I've been walking in it for almost my whole life. I just didn't know what I was walking in. So in this journey of walking through raw woman energy, and I'm healing, and I'm reading this book, and it's talking about like they start to like each other. They have made this wow, they have made this agreement with each other to not be fully responsible for each other's happiness, but they did it unknowingly. The only thing they were doing was simply existing with each other, simply being one with themselves, but giving each other bits and pieces of themselves to each other. But they were doing it blindly. They were doing it unknowingly. They didn't know what they were doing, but they were falling in love with each other. And so he goes to her and he says, hey, he knocks on the door to her. He says, hey, I just want to tell you, I know I said I don't believe in love, and I know I said that, love doesn't exist, but I found, hold on, I find myself falling in love with you. And she says, I know. She said, I was scared to tell you this too, but I find myself falling in love with you as well. And so they become knowingly now in love with each other. So they become open eyes in love with each other. They don't want to spend each other. They don't want to spend moments apart from each other. They don't want to not live without each other. They start making preparations on moving in with each other. And so one particular day he comes in and he says, hey, I want to give you something. It was so beautiful and it shined like a diamond and it sat in his hands and it was his heart. And he said, hey, I want you to hold my heart. He said, I want to give you my heart. I just want to give it to you because I believe love exists and I'm falling in love with you and I love you. I just want to give you my heart. And so when she took his heart, it was heavy. It was heavy and she felt the pressure of, I am now responsible for something. I am responsible for loving another human being. I am now responsible for loving you, being fully attentive to you, giving you what it is that you need. And she felt the weight of it, the pressure of it, and dropped it. She dropped his heart and it shattered into a million pieces. And he left, but he said, I knew it. I knew love didn't exist. I knew it. You're just like all the others. I knew it. And he left. And she sat there with her hands out, still staring at the heart that was on the floor. And she did not know what to do. It's like she stood there frozen in time, not being able to move forward, not being able to go backward because she couldn't believe what she had just done. And she loved this man. This book changed my whole outcome on being in a space to where I'm dependent on another person for my happiness. I went through life searching for people to make me happy versus simply just being happy off the strength of myself. When I tell you, this was the very first book, the very first step that I took on my journey with raw woman energy. I did not understand it fully. And like when I was reading the book, I was like, oh my God, I can't believe she dropped it. Like, girl, how can you drop that? Girl, how can you drop that man's heart like that? He just gave it to you. And then you go through life and you have these experiences and then you have these moments to where like you might share a secret with someone and they might tell it and you like, damn, you just broke my heart. Or you might feel like, so you can tackle the word and you tell someone your business idea and then they steal it. Dang, you just broke my heart. And you realize that people are designed to hurt people only because they simply feel the pressure of making someone else happy. You are going to hurt somebody regardless, even if you're not trying to. You're going to hurt them because you can't simply be in a lifespan or even exist to make someone else happy because you just can't. That's too much pressure. That's too much weight. That's too much for one person to handle. All the time I'm responsible for you being happy. Why you can't be responsible for making your own self happy? And I'm responsible for making myself happy. And we simply just exist in being happy together. And when I caught that, I was like, oh my gosh, I have been doing this so wrong. What nobody told me? What nobody told me? Why? Simply existing to simply be happy versus existing for someone else. And it's so crazy because when I graduated high school, I was a mother walking across the stage and I didn't even know it. And as a mother, you go through life trying to make your baby happy. You have to make sure they're fed all the time. You have to make sure the diapers is changed. They have clothes and stuff, and it weighs you down because you're responsible for someone else other than yourself. And motherhood is the most hardest, most purest poetic thing that any human being can do, because mothers simply live for their children. They don't live wholeheartedly for themselves. So mothers are the definition of selflessness. They're the definition of it. And selflessness is struggle. Selfishness is happiness. Because you're not being fully committed to anyone else but your own self. And you're happy, you don't have any worries, you really and fully, truly don't really have any meaning. You're just simply existing, unless you decide to exist with someone else. And you're existing with someone else, and they know how to exist within themselves, and you two become one, existing through each other, through yourself. But you don't have the worry or the pressure of making that person happy. Marriage is crazy. Marriage is like, they say marriage now has a high divorce rate, all because everyone is trying to be this happy couple, but no one is really truly happy. And why you don't take me out no more? Take yourself out. Why come you don't cook breakfast for me no more? Cook yourself breakfast. If he decides to eat, then he eats. You don't love on me no more and be affectionate. Try self-love. It's so crazy that I'm sitting here in my quiet spot, in my tub, talking and saying this because when I read the book, I was in my quiet spot as well. I was in the tub and I was reading. And it's amazing how it comes back full circle. And now I'm saying it through a microphone in my quiet spot, saying, hey, this is what I have learned in 4 years. And you know what's even more crazy? I failed. I failed at a test that was given to me in the midst of me thinking that I was ready to start dating again. And I still wanted someone to make me happy. That had to be the dumbest, stupidest thing I have ever done in my life. And knowing that it wasn't supposed to be like that. And then you sit back and be like, dang, that's true. And you're like, okay. We're gonna try to we're gonna do it different. Because you be in denial. You be in wholehearted denial. You be like, ain't no way. There's no way that that's the reason why she dropped his heart. I'm thinking she cheated or something. That's not the reason why she dropped his heart. And that's the reason why she dropped his heart. New beginnings. New journeys, learning to love all over again by first simply loving yourself. You can't love nobody unless you love yourself. That's a fact. If you do not love yourself, how can you love anyone else? You don't even know what love feels like or even know what it means. I've been in this situation to where, not in this situation, but on this journey throughout the course of my raw woman energy growing and learning and becoming, that I went through some dirty shit when I was a child. From abuse to whether it was physical, sexual, and mental, I've been through some shit. And I did not know fully what love was. And then I became a mother, like straight out of high school, walking across the stage as a mother and not knowing it. And then walking into a fadoop, I want to say the F word, but I can't say it. A funky relationship with this guy. I had 4 babies with him. He cheated on me, did me dirty, all type of stuff. Put his hands on me from time to time. We put our hands on each other, you know. But being in that situation and saying to myself, this is not what love is. It's like if you can recognize what love isn't, then you can recognize what love is supposed to be. And then you start to say to yourself, okay, I'm on this journey. So what the hell do I consider love? What do I give my children first? Because even if it's pretend or even if it's false or even if I don't understand it, I'm still giving it to them. I still give them love. I still give them kisses and hugs and soft words. I'm treating them how the way I wanted to be treated as a child. So that's what I look at as love is gentleness. And we talk about gentleness on the other episode that I just dropped for you guys. We talk about learning how to be gentle to ourselves. Self-gentleness. Okay, so gentle words is something that I crave. What else do I crave? And so I start speaking it to myself. Every morning I get up, hey girl, you're beautiful. Hey girl, you look good. I look in the mirror and I own who I am. I mean, I'm taking it in. I'm loving my body. I'm loving my curves. I sat on my bed yesterday and I sat in full Yanni style and I embraced my womb. I embraced my breast. I embraced my vagina. I embraced me. Breathing in and out and taking in who I am and learning that self-love isn't about taking hot baths and massages and getting your nails done. No, it's about fully loving who you are and being one with yourself and not caring about what anybody else think or feel about you. I got curves and they're beautiful and I like the exercise and they're transforming. Whether you like it or you don't, I'm going to do me regardless. And you can feel how you want to feel, but there's no stopping me from becoming fully raw and in my womanhood and being fully energetic through myself and doing it real with unfiltered raw emotions, lashing out, yelling at the sky, the earth, whatever, yelling at it and claiming back who I am. That in this journey has been one that I am forever grateful for. Because when you've been through some things and you stepping into this part of yourself to where you're saying, okay, I think I can love again. After you had your heart broken, after you just did surgical procedures on your heart, and you want to do what? You want to put it back out there? Yeah, I do. Is that mental insanity? What is it? No, it's just simply love. I don't know what this journey is going to bring. I don't know if I'm going to fall in love or I'm going to meet someone or if I'm going to get my heart broken on the process. But I am absolutely ecstatic for it and ready for it and also scared as hell for it. But I'd rather be scared as hell than stagnant or bitter or cold. So this is your girl Talisha with Raw Woman Energy. This is another episode that I just dropped for you guys, learning how to embrace new beginnings and taking on new discoveries through love, doing it raw, doing it poetically, doing it unfiltered, and doing it in your truest form. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I hope you guys enjoy um, more episodes to come. So don't forget to hit that notification bell, like, comment, and subscribe so that I can have you guys' feedback and also tell me a little bit about yourself. I know I'm sitting up and telling you everything about me. So tell me a little bit about yourself and we can be able to vibe off of that and flow through that. So I think that today is going to be a good and prosperous day. I hope everyone else have a beautiful and prosperous day as well. Take time to breathe. Don't forget to find your quiet spot and forget what everyone else is saying about you and remember what it is that you say about yourself. I love you. Mwah. Peace.